Hi Ashwin. Yes, we are starting in like 2 minutes. Hello guys. Welcome to Learn to Say No, the introduction part. So what is this all about? What is learning to say no? I mean, you must be thinking, you know, what is this learn to say no all about, right? And this question actually, you know, kind of keeps on coming to us, right? That whom should we say no to and why should we say no to, right? And do you guys actually know what is learn to say no all about? Any of you guys, do you know anything about it? Okay, Janki, no problem. That is why you are here and that is why I am here. Let's learn something about it. Let's learn something. So the thing is, it's very simple, right? when you are when you are learning. Okay, let's look at this quote by Warren Buffett. What does he say? He says the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. Now, here I don't mean to say that you should keep saying no to everything, but what he actually meant saying was this. Yes, guys, it means saying no to procrastination and negative self talk. Be the change to make the change. So let's go a bit backwards and understand what is procrastination. Now, in our day to day life, we keep on postponing things. We keep on saying, अब नहीं, बाद में, आज नहीं करते हैं, कल करेंगे. And this happens to all of us. We fall back on our scheduling, on our time management. So let me give you some simple examples. Why does this happen? There are so many terms given to procrastination stuff and all, but let's make it simpler. Why does this happen? So what happens is when you are trying to do either a lot of things which is out of your control, or you are fearful. So there is a fear and flight response to certain things which you don't want to do. So what happens is your subconscious mind does not allow you to do that thing. So that's about procrastination. Now let's talk about more about negative self-talk. Have you found yourself in situations where you say, I'm not good enough. I want to do this, but I can't do this because. Have you guys found yourself in such situations, guys? Yeah? Okay, so what happens is in this kind of situations is you are trying to prove yourself wrong, prove yourself smaller, prove yourself weaker. And why does this happen? This happens because lack of confidence, lack of motivation, and many other things. So how do you improve on that? Of course, negative self-talk is something which is like a very, very larger topic, larger subject. But to give you some hints, what we can do is whenever you find yourself in that kind of situation that it is hard for me, I cannot do this, but because you stop there, okay, and at least figure out what are the pros and cons of the tasks that you are trying to do, what you are trying to do, what you are trying to achieve. It will be better if you can write it down because this really helps your mind, your subconscious mind, to make you move towards what you want to do and what you need to do. Right? So when we come to negative self-talk, you need to pause, take a break, and write the pros and cons. So now we understood a bit about procrastination and negative self-talk. So how does this help you? Saying no to procrastination and negative self-talk, my friends, helps you to be more successful, helps to be at peace with yourself and helps yourself to be happier. So this, my friends, is really, really important. So learning to say no, the first important step is learn to say no to procrastination and negative self-talk. Now, going ahead, if you read, there are many other situations and people, like you see on the slide, where you need to say no to. So let's see some prerequisites or the requirements to say no to others. So first of all, you need to understand what you should know before saying no, right? There has to be a strong enough reason. So what is this strong enough reason? The strong enough reason is that when you are saying no to help yourself to increase your efficiency of time, to improve productivity, or both, to make you happier, right? It should not happen that you are saying no to things which are actually a hindrance to your success and your happiness. That is actually procrastination. There is a very thin line in between that. So you need to be very, very careful about it. Now, coming to saying no to others and saying no to in situations which is against your success, which is against your happiness, which is against your mental health, productivity. There are 3 C's that you need to communicate very, very clearly. My dear friends, does any of you know what are those 3 C's? Any one C that you know about? Okay, no worries, no problem. We can just learn those very, very easily right now. So these 3 C's or the prerequisites to saying no to others are certainty, confidence, and courteousness. Now, what is certainty? See, friends, when you're saying no to others, say for example, let's take an example. You are working, okay, and you have like lots of project at hand. You have your manager, who has already told you that you need to complete this project by this time. And then there is one more senior person in your office who comes to you with a task and says that you need to take up this, and he tries to convince you in a way that this is going to help your growth, and this is going to look good upon you and all that. So at that time, what happens is you are in a fix. You would like to say yes, but wait there. Don't say yes immediately. You need to be certain about your time schedule, about your energy, about your resources, whether you can take that additional task or not. All right, my friends. So that is certainty. You need to be certain about what you are trying to say. So if you are not certain about saying yes, the easier answer is say no, right? Now comes confidence. Whenever you are saying no, say it confidently. Yeah, don't try to answer in vague manner. Be confident about it. You have to be confident about yourself. You have to be confident that you are saying no with a reason for your own mental health, for the overall benefit, in our example, for the benefit of the firm. Because if you are just taking up additional task and if you're not able to complete that, it's not good for you and it's not for the firm that you are working with. So you need to show that confidence. The last and the important one as well is courteousness. You need to make sure that you communicate this in a very courteous manner. There is no reason to being disrespectful. There could be situations where a junior comes to you for help and you are not in a position to help. So say no to him or her courteously. There is no reason to disrespect anybody else. So my friends, the 3 C's, certainty, confidence, and courteousness, are the prerequisites to saying no to others. They are very important. Because if you don't follow this and if you do not communicate with these 3 C's, what happens is you are in a much worse situation than earlier. Because the other person, maybe your family member or a friend who has asked, who is asking help from you, and you don't communicate with these three C's, you happen to be in a situation where they expect you to come back with an answer. And if you don't do that again, you are in a different kind of mess. So there are certain ways in which you should be doing it. And the most simpler and easier way is to communicate. So communicate with certainty, confidence, and courteousness. My dear friends, do you have any questions till now? I am open to take questions right now. Till now, hope everything is clear. If do you have any questions, please go ahead and ask in the chat box, and I'll be happy to help. Great. I think you guys are understanding all this so far. So now let's move ahead on the recap. So what is learning to say no? Learning to say no is a skill that can be acquired, that can be learned. But very important is it should be practiced, right? It would not come to you immediately, but you need to practice that. And why saying no is important? Because it is a time enhancer. It helps you manage your time much better and skillfully. But you also need to be cognizant of the fact, you should be aware that it should be used efficiently. You can't keep on saying no to everything, right? You need to figure out the pros and cons of what is helpful to you, what is good to you, what is good for your mental health, for your success, for your happiness, and then accordingly decide. I've got a small formula for success, and that is success is equal to saying no to procrastination and negative self-talk. So, my dear friends, we talked about what is procrastination, what is negative self-talk. So, what do you think happens? See, when you are thinking that you need to do certain task, you are already en route to achieve something. Now, as sooner and as swifter and as efficiently you are able to step by step complete those tasks, you are coming closer to your goals, right? So this is how success is achieved, my friends. By saying no to what is not important, what is not urgent, and saying yes to only those things which are important, urgent, and necessary. So you need to be able to manage your time efficiently in a way that you don't procrastinate, as well as you don't lose hope and start having negative self-talk. And of course, when saying no to others, the most important part is to remember the three C's. Guys, any of you want to just recap on the three C's? Want to type on the chat what are the three C's? Please go ahead and do that. Yes, you are right. Yes, you are right, Vignan. Yes. Yes, Mahesh, that's correct. That's correct. Courteousness is very important. That's true. Okay. Megha, what is she asking? She is asking, can you please explain me what is certainty? Okay, sure, I can do that. See, certainty is something when you are saying no, you have to be certain about why you are saying no to and whom you are saying no to, right? You have to be certain about the pros and cons of saying no, right? As we just discussed, say for example, let's take an example of a family matter, right? Say your cousin or your brother or sister, somebody comes to you and says, hey, you know what, let's go for a party this Friday. I'm like, let's go out and for dinner and stuff like that. But that particular time you are busy with some important stuff that you have on your calendar. So how do you say no to that person? Because you also don't want to spoil the relationship. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that you make understand your family member, your friend, that how important is that other task for you that you already have on your schedule. And that is the reason you are certain enough that you cannot go. Are you trying to understand this, Mega? Yes. So you need to show certainty, you need to take in confidence the other person and show certainty that this is the reason why you cannot go for the dinner or for the outing. Yeah, hope this helps. Yeah, great, thank you. Any more questions, guys? Please feel free to ask. Okay. Manas has a question on courteousness. Yes, he is asking how to be courteous enough. Wow, this is a good question actually. How to be courteous enough? So Manas, you tell me. How to be courteous enough? Do you think courteousness is just only saying sir or just saying G or whatever? Courteousness is to more to do with the fact that you are trying to explain your situation to the other person in a nice way, as well as using the correct language. Okay, you just cannot, I mean, you are not trying to ignore them. You need to communicate well, you need to courteous enough. There are certain relationships where you can use the words like I'm sorry, I cannot take this up, and you should feel free to use those words like I'm sorry, I cannot do this, apologies, my bad, or whatever. Feel free, but please make sure that you are using this with the right people, right? So you need to be courteous enough saying that you are not able to take up this task, or you are not going to be able to help these people because you have certain other things in hand which are and which need to be taken care of more urgently and importantly. Now if you cannot do that, then again we go back or fall back to the same situation of going into a fix, because that family member or friend of yours will be expecting a yes answer from you, and that, my friends, is not a good thing to happen, right? I hope I hope I cleared your doubt on courteousness. Great. So moving ahead, my friends, what I would say is it is a time to take action. Action is the foundational key to all success. My friends, this is only just an introduction, just a sneak peek, as I would say, in learning to say no. In the Be Hero program that THT, the Happy Troop, has to offer, learning to say no has, we have gone much deeper into it with real life examples of how to say no to your boss, step by step ways to say no to your boss in a particular situation, step by step ways to say no to your family member or friend, step by step ways to say no when you are working on a holiday. Okay, very important. These days, startup culture is going on great, right? Everybody wants to be on Shark Tank India, right? And there is nothing bad about it. But say, for example, you have a founder whose, thoughts, start not aligning with your thoughts, or a partner whose thoughts stop aligning with your thoughts. So how do you say no to that person? It is very, very tricky situation, my friends. Learn to say no course, which is one small part of the Be Hero program, gets you covered in that too. So my dear friends, take action now, learn skills to be happier in routine. Be Hero. You can click the link in my bio Instagram at happybeing.in, or go to the community, the Happy Troop, and there you will find this link, behero.thehappytroop.com, where you can register yourself and just be happier in routine. Hope you guys enjoyed today's session. Feel free to add any doubts you have. Guys, I hope you are enjoying the session. I'm not seeing any kind of reaction. Okay, definitely not. Yes. Yes, you are right, Ashwin. Yes, that's right. Yeah, thank you. Ashwin says he likes my t-shirt, which says definitely not. Yes, definitely not. That's correct. That's correct, Ashwin. Yeah. Yeah, definitely not to negative self-talk, definitely not to procrastination. So, my dear friends, I hope you enjoyed today's session. Thank you very much and have a nice day. Thank you, guys. See you soon. Bye. Live before you leave.